So for this week, we have two trihackme's. The first one being the web application security, and this one was talking about different programs and how you are used and how it uses databases to find where you need to go, and then you can do bug bounty programs or if you find vulnerabilities, just easy. You can get into programs literally by just looking up if you have a browser. You find that easily. And then you find different attempts or ways that you can get into it. And so you have the identification and authentication failure, which is brute force attacks mainly, because those are what you can use to identify yourself. And so attackers would try to brute force, choose passwords that are common, or see if they can just find passwords in plain text, usually using some security list or rainbow tails, I forgot what they're called, but that to find passwords. Broken access control, where you can get access, like how we did in our juice shop, where we got access to different users, or being able to change the rating of different users, or do something under different users, or put the review under a different user, things like that. But basically giving people that shouldn't have privileges or higher things, being able for them to modify the admin, do things that they should not be authorized. Injection, putting something bad code into the thing. Cryptography failures, where something's not hidden, something is literally in clear text, so it doesn't take you cryptography to identify any, like, that bad to figure that out. So then that answers the two questions. That's all. And then we visited a website where you saw broken access control. And this is the IDOR, which we had done with JuShop, where you change a number and it will give you different different things. So we of course figured out that we put originally when we went to plan the shipments and then we went to your activity, you see that you're logged in as 11. So then you test all the numbers and I got to 9 or 8, I can't remember, but I think it was 9, where you get this, where you see that she had done changes recently, and then when you restored them, you got that flag. And that's that one. This one was very easy because I was just learning about different ways that you could get into something, because the program is messed up. Next one was the OWASP, broken access control. This is where we actually got to do broken access, which is kind of fun because we did this in juice shop, so I found it kind of much more easier. So this was access control, different access controls that you have to establish and figure out whenever you're trying to do it, what type of access control they have. So you can go horizontal, where you're on the same level of access but just different users. Then in vertical, where you could go up, so a normal person all of a sudden gets admin. So we had done both of these in the juice shop, so it seemed kind of familiar. And then this is where you learned about IDORs. And then you just answer the questions, then you deploy the machine. Then you accessed the web, logged in, made the dashboard, and you saw that it said admin. So you knew what the admin email is. It should not be out there, but you know. Then they used Burp Suite for this one to figure out what it is, and it was just kind of just reading the request and the response that you get. So you see that it's an Apache, then you redirect the link, and you saw and then you use proxy on the Burp Suite, since we had to use Burp Suite for this. Then you see the email. So it's just reading the requests and stuff. And then this one is the same thing. So here it was changing to is admin false. You see that you're not an admin, but if you put true, you might get it, right? So we attempted that. We redirect whenever we switch the true to admin PHP. So we're redirected to this, where you're in the admin page where you can delete and change authorization, which is bad. You should not be able to be doing this on any website. Juice Shop, we did that, but that was because that's for us to learn about those exploits and stuff. But it was pretty easy. Once you found that, you saw that's the flag you get. Then mitigation. So this is where you try to mitigate the risk of it. So implementing RBACs, that's a good one to do. Using queries, parametered queries, proper session management, secure coding practices, doing all that to make sure that all of that to secure your program much more easier. And that's it. This one wasn't as bad because we talked about this last week. So it just seemed much more simpler because just changing one number, especially on the URL, makes a difference. Or changing a word or figuring out how it's formatted changes stuff. So that's my video.